Akampana, one of the few Rakshasas to come alive out of the great slaughter at Panchavati, fled the whole way to Lanka. Winning audience with Ravana, he cried, "Almost all our people who held Janasthana are dead, great king, and Janasthana itself is now an empty ruin. I alone have contrived to escape with my life." Ravana blazed with fury, his eyes flared, and he thundered, "Who dared lay waste my lovely Janasthana? Was it Yam, or Agni, or Vishnu? I will deal out death to the god of death himself. I will burn up the fire god and the sun, and throttle the god of the wind. Tell me who did this. Speak at once. It is always perilous to bring bad news to a tyrant." Terrified by the king's rage, Akampana said, "I will speak if you promise me protection." Then he told his tale. Rama, son of Dasharatha, a young warrior, lion-like in courage, already renowned among men, fought Khara and Dushana at Panchavati and destroyed them. Ravana hissed like a cobra. "What are you telling me? How did this come about? Did Indra and the hosts of heaven come down and fight on Rama's side?" "Nothing of the kind, great king," Akampana answered. "Alone Rama stood against our whole army and its commanders and destroyed them all. Khara and Dushana too were slain. The deadly arrows from Rama's bow, like five-headed serpents, chased the Rakshasas wherever they fled and made an end of them." Akampana said, dwelling at length on Rama's terrible skill and speed. So Ravana learned that Rama, alone, and with not even his brother to help him, had done it all, and that no gods had come to his aid. "Well," said Ravana, rising, "I do not understand this, but I shall go out at once, destroy these little worms of men, and come back." But Akampana said, "Hear me before you go, great king. No one can fight Rama and overcome him. And when I say no one, I mean no one. Not even you, because you have promised me protection. I dare tell you the plain truth." Akampana said, "There is but one way to kill him. His wife is with him, and the whole earth holds no equal to her beauty. Contrive to carry her off, and the parting will kill Rama. So great is his love for her. Do not so much as think of battle with him." At the mention of Sita's beauty, desire kindled in the Rakshas's heart. He began to think the defeat of Khara a fortunate event, opening the way to a new and matchless queen. "Tomorrow morning I shall go," Ravana said. "Your plan is a good one." And so the fatal thought took root in his mind. Accordingly, Ravana set out in his flying chariot, drawn by mules with demon faces, gleaming like the moon among the clouds as it sped through the air. Straight he flew to the dwelling of Maricha, the cunning sorcerer whose help he now meant to seek for his dark design. Maricha welcomed his king and asked what pressing need had brought him. "You and you alone can help me, Maricha," Ravana said. "Janasthana and all my army there have been destroyed by Rama, son of Dasharatha. To take my revenge, I am set on carrying off his wife. For that, I need your counsel and your help." But Maricha, whose own experience of Rama's prowess had seared his very soul, was horrified and strove to turn Ravana from his mad enterprise. "What plan is this?" he cried. "Some enemy who wishes the end of the Rakshasa race has given you this counsel while pretending to be your friend. It is like drawing the fang from the mouth of a sleeping cobra," Maricha warned. "Have you not a happy home and devoted wives? Go back to them and enjoy your prosperity. To lust after Rama's wife is the straight road to disgrace, to destruction, and to the wiping out of the whole Rakshasa race." Ten-headed Ravana returned to Lanka, for Maricha's counsel seemed right to him. He remembered too the fatal gap in his boons, that he was safe from all beings save men, and that Rama's shafts had slain Khara, Thrisiras, and Dushana. Weighing all this, Ravana accepted Maricha's advice and for a time set the mad scheme aside. But fate would not let him rest. Ravana sat upon his throne. His counselors ranged about him. Majesty shone on his faces like a sacrificial flame fed with ghee, and his mighty body bore the scars of many wounds won in victorious wars against gods and asuras. His strength was without limit. And so too was his adharma. He had no equal in persecuting the devas, spoiling sacrifices, and carrying off women. The hosts of gods and asuras dreaded him mortally. He was a terror to all creatures. Freed from the fear of death, knowing neither master nor rival, the lord of Lanka feared neither god nor sin, and revelled in the plundered wealth of the worlds. As he sat there, gorgeously robed and jewelled amid all his splendor, there appeared before him of a sudden, like an omen of the doom to come, his sister Surapankha, bleeding and mutilated, the very picture of pain and grief and shame. While all looked on in horror-struck silence, her anguish burst out in burning words. "What a fool you are," she cried, "sunk in your pleasures and smugly sure of your sovereignty, blind to the deadly danger at your very door. Truly, a king drunk on his own importance and deaf to the signs that threaten his realm is doomed to shame and ruin. Nothing is more despicable than a ruler who falls through his own neglect. Do you not know that your brothers Khara, Dushana, and Thrisiras, with all your gallant host, 14,000 fierce Rakshasas, have been destroyed by Rama, one mortal man? That your outpost at Janasthana lies in ruins? One moment they stood proud in the pomp of war. The next they lay dead, strewn like ripe corn beaten flat by a hailstorm. And you see me, your own sister, disgraced, mutilated, broken-hearted. Have you no thought of vengeance? You who are a hero, a brother, a king." Stung by her scorn and cut to the heart by her suffering, Ravana said, "Be sure you shall have your vengeance. But this Rama, who is he? What manner of man? What weapons? How does he fight?" Surpanakha described the brothers, lingering on their virile beauty and prowess to prick Ravana's jealousy, and then waxed eloquent on Sita's surpassing loveliness. "I have no words for her perfections," she said. "Never have I seen such sublime beauty in any created thing, be it Gandharva, Kinara, or daughter of man. And now hear why this outrage was done to me," she said. "When I saw Sita, I felt that none but you deserved her, that she was fit to share your bed. And out of love for you, I tried to carry her off for you. But Lakshman, who stood by, sprang on me and disfigured me as you see. For your sake, I have borne all this shame. If you would avenge this insult and guard the honor of our race, rise and go at once," she urged. "Secure for yourself a wife worthy of you. Capture her, disgrace Rama, and the spirits of our slain warriors will be satisfied, and I too shall feel some amends made for my dishonor. You do not know your own strength. Khara and Dushana lie dead in Janasthana because they dared to stand against Rama," she said. "Think on all this and do what is right. Save, oh, save the honor of our race." Listening to her burning words and to her praise of Sita's beauty, Ravana broke up his council and withdrew to brood on the matter alone. Long he thought and thought again, for he remembered Maricha's warning. He weighed the pros and cons, and at last came to a decision. Secretly, he ordered a chariot made ready. His golden car, drawn by demon-faced mules, was brought, and mounting it, he flew away once more over sea and land and cities. As he gazed from his magic chariot at the summer landscape below, his passion only grew stronger. He reached Maricha's ashram and found the sorcerer living as an ascetic, with matted hair and bark garments. Seeing his king arrive unannounced a second time, Maricha welcomed him and asked what had brought him again so far. "I am in great trouble, from which you alone can save me," Ravana began, skillful in speech. "Rama has killed my brothers and their whole army. On foot, without a chariot, his arrows slew all our kinsmen. This banished prince, this renegade from Dharma, who wanders the forest with his wife, has mutilated my sister and insulted our race. If I sit still and do nothing, am I still a king?" Ravana said, "I have resolved to carry off Rama's wife. To disgrace him is a duty I owe my race. For this, I need your help. For in courage, strength, skill, and magic, none on earth equals you. You cannot refuse me. And this is how you shall help me. Turn yourself into a golden deer, flecked with silver, casting a spell on every eye," Ravana said. "Frisk before Sita near Rama's hut. True to the nature of women, she will insist that Rama and Lakshman chase and catch you for her. And when they are thus lured away, and she is left alone, I shall carry her off with ease. Sita is a most beautiful woman," Ravana said. "And Rama, losing such a wife, is bound to pine away in grief and lose his manly spirit. Then it will be an easy thing to kill him, and so take our revenge." So the ten-headed king laid bare the whole cruel design that lust and vengeance had spun in his heart. Maricha stared at Ravana, his face turning pale, his mouth growing parched. He was terrified by the plan. With his own bitter memory of Rama's prowess and the clear wisdom born of penance, Maricha saw exactly what was going to happen and knew that this scheme had not the ghost of a chance of success. It was plain to Maricha that the noose of fate was already round Ravana's neck, dragging him to inevitable ruin. The king had spoken of the honor of the Rakshasas, of the duties of kingship, of the insult to Surpankha. But Maricha saw that he was really driven by nothing but a lawless lust to possess Sita. And Surpankha's own motives too were dark. She had suffered through her own uncontrollable desire. Yet though it was Lakshman who had mutilated her, she hated Sita more. Sita, who had stood between her and her longing, and whose beauty and virtue she loathed as darkness loathes the light. The one desire now burning in her heart was to avenge herself by bringing shame on Sita. To bend Ravana to this end, she had painted Sita in such glowing colors as to kindle his lawless passion. All her talk of race and empire and slaughtered kinsmen was only by the way. Her real aim was to rouse his lust, and in that snare he was caught. So to dark desires, Surpankha's for revenge and Ravana's for Sita, had joined to set the path of ruin. Cloaked in the language of honor and duty, it was in truth the road to the destruction of Lanka and all its demon host. And Maricha, seeing this clearly, was filled with a helpless dread. Maricha knew that whether he obeyed or refused, death awaited him. For to defy Ravana was to be slain by his king, and to face Rama in the golden deer disguise was to be slain by the prince. Trapped between two deaths, the wise sorcerer prepared to make one last desperate attempt to save his master from himself. For such is the way of ruin. It comes not from without, but from within, from unbridled desire, from pride deaf to warning, from the refusal to hear wise counsel. Ravana, mightiest of the Rakshasas, feared no god and no army, but he could not master his own heart, and it was that which would destroy him. The whole tragedy of the Ramayana turns upon this the moment when a great king, warned by the wise, chose to follow his lust instead. Had Ravana heeded Maricha, Lanka would have stood. Had he mastered his desire, he would have lived. But the path of ruin, once entered, would carry him to the very end. In Golden Lanka, all seemed as splendid and secure as ever. The towers gleaming, the treasures heaped, the demon host proud and strong. Yet the seed of its destruction had now been sown in a single chamber by a single lawless wish. The mightiest of empires had begun, unknowing, to dig its own grave. Far away in the peaceful Dandaka forest, Rama, Sita, and Lakshman went about their quiet forest life, unaware of the storm now forming against them in Lanka. The golden deer had not yet appeared. The abduction was not yet begun. But the path of ruin had been set, and it led straight to their door. For fate had knotted together many threads. The gods need to end Ravana, the sage's prayers, Surpankha's lust and revenge, Ravana's pride and passion, all were drawing now toward a single point: the golden deer, the empty hut, and the crime that would set the whole world marching toward the walls of Lanka. Maricha's heart was heavy, for he alone among them all saw the end from the beginning. He had tasted Rama's arrows once before and lived. He knew that no disguise, no magic, no army could stand against the prince. Yet his king was deaf to reason, and the doomed sorcerer must play his part in the drama of ruin. And so the counsel of the wicked was complete. A mutilated sister burning for revenge, a proud king inflamed by lust, and a doomed sorcerer bound to obey. Between them, they had forged the plan that would shatter the peace of the forest, tear Sita from her lord, and unleash the great war that ends the epic. Gods themselves, watching from above, knew that this was the very hour they had awaited. For it was through Ravana's own crime that his death would come. The kidnapping of Sita, so terrible a wrong, would draw Rama at last to the walls of Lanka, and there fulfill the purpose for which he had been born. So the path of ruin was fully laid. Ravana would have his golden deer and his stolen queen, and in the taking, he would seal his own destruction. All that remained now was for the shining deer to appear in the forest, and for the great tragedy of the abduction to begin.